look at the resolutions that you had yesterday. According to negotiations, that's negotiations between the federal government and the unions. You know, nice. If you see the nice photographs across the papers, it was a nice meeting. Everybody was nice, polite, and friendly. And it says that they are to establish a joint committee to review the proposal for any wage increase of 60. Let's just say 60% of the population. What about the other 40%? And those figures are suspect. If you do a mental count of those you know, as far as I'm concerned, all those who say that, oh, somebody brings clothes from me from Dubai and I send them, they are unemployed. Yes, they are unemployed. Also are unemployed. You know, these are things that I checked it this morning. 42% unemployed, about 52% youth unemployment. And these are suspect. They are to revive the CNG conversion program earlier agreed with Labour in 2021. But in the interim, you still be buying fuel at about 500, and somebody has to pay for it.
Right.
Okay? So you are looking at unemployment ahead of you. So if you have a job now, you must find a way to keep it. We'll tell you that now. If it means sleeping in the car in the office, you must, because if you lose that job, the chances of you getting another one is almost zero. The federal government, the TUC and LLC to revive the CNG conversion program, the labor centers and the federal government to review issues hindering effective delivery in the education sector. That's a policy matter. It will not be achieved because of the attitude, especially of our politicians, to governance. And I'm giving it to you this morning, so let us all prepare ourselves. Anything that involves policy, you can be sure at the point of implementation, with the orientation of the civil service and the political class that we have, you will get very little. Okay, the labor centers and the federal government to review and establish the framework for completion of rehabilitation of the nation's refineries is another futuristic thing. Meanwhile, you'll still be buying fuel at 500. And remember, your currency is likely to be devalued anytime from now, so brace yourself for it. Federal government to provide the framework for the maintenance of roads expansion, we all know all this, and rail networks, policy again. All other demands submitted by TUC will be assessed by the joint committee. So what we have, really, is a joint committee that is trying to manage the situation by optics, but very little substance. You know, it is by optics to give the people hope, but they have no physical hope. So you now ask your question. In the United Kingdom, for example, you have the NHS. As faulted as it is, you can still walk up to your GP, walk up to hospital and pay nothing. What do you have in Nigeria? On paper and in reality. The transport system is subsidized at a level that is not visible to the, visible to the ordinary eye. The transport system. Where is the national transport system that we have here? Rail or road? You see, the problem is this. Nigerians have themselves to blame for where we are today. Because these things were visible to people. People like us who have been highly critical and calling on our people. You need to do something about it. You cannot continue like this. I dare you. Go to the parking lot of any politician now, government, and count the number of cars you will find there. Stand on the streets and see government officials going and see how many cars will follow one man. Whereas in a country, there's one president of one, I've forgotten where he is, which country it is. He drives himself to work. We still don't get it. We still, you go to parties, people are well dressed, go to TikTok and so on and so forth, all on the same government revenue to a large extent that people are misappropriating. For as long as we have that, you better go take care of yourself as an individual. That's my advice to you this morning, because all these things are things, it's like reading a history paper. I read something like this 25, 30 years ago. Still the same thing. We need to improve this infrastructure and all these things. It's all written down. Everybody goes home, shakes hands, slam their backs, and nothing else. So that's where we are this morning. I am not excited about anything. I knew there will be no strike. Even the NLC, Joajero is going to find it difficult. He's going to find it difficult to convince me that he didn't think the government would go to court and get an injunction. Sheriff, this is the same normal tactics.